Alright, so we are back with another live rolling session with a voiceover, and so this is the Terre Haute Open Mat NoGi, and first roll. So my back's been hurting a lot in the last week, and I've been trying to play a lot of basically just guard and making sure I don't get stacked or even I've been avoiding a lot of wrestling and making sure that I'm not, getting my head clubbed and just doing anything that's going to put a lot of resistance on my back. But the big thing right now that I'm working on is a lot of leg, hiding my legs, trying to make sure that whatever leg game that I play, I don't have to worry about, defending leg locks. I think that's the biggest thing. I don't like playing the back and forth Russian roulette of leg games. So everything that I'm doing and I'm calculating is constantly, how do I hide my leg? He jumps over real quick and gets his knee tight, so he taps to the knee bar there. But he's doing good flexibility, good. He's only been training. Actually, he's a good MMA fighter, good striking and good hands. But as far as Jiu-Jitsu, needs to constantly kind of get more into class and make sure that, especially for the cage, if you don't want to do the sports side of it, at least be modifying your jiu-jitsu and wrestling for the cage, your front headlocks, your scrambles. But, besides that, he's doing a great job at getting a good foundation. Just needs to stop putting his head down in the pocket too much there, which is what a lot of MMA and wrestlers do anyways, is they keep their head down and they use their head too much and don't be aware of it. He tries to go around, I block him and make sure that he can't, then I put the butterfly hook in. I think right now the biggest thing, especially like in the open mats, is I'm trying to build my game. Of course, Lucy had to come over and tell me she loved me, and she was proud of me, which is nice. The biggest thing I'm working on my game right now, besides my frames and testing the limits of my guard, is the being mechanical, being almost robotic, right? So every movement that I can't make. So if someone traps my arm, if someone traps my leg, if someone is controlling my hips, whatever it is, my body is moving another direction, right? So like if my legs stop moving and doing what I want, I'm then going into my hands doing something. As soon as my hands aren't doing something, my legs are doing something. That way, I'm not going against the resistance, right, of my opponent. I'm letting them go wherever they want, and then mechanically I'm working another direction. So that's where I really enjoy my game lately. Now, we got Derek's been doing, he's not a big NoGi fan, he's more of a gi fan, but he's actually, and all the rolls were really nice this Sunday, just because everyone was kind of trying to work, move, and test new things. So it wasn't like just a brutal training where you kill each other. It was kind of more of a thinking training, which was nice. Derek tried to kind of open my legs and then step over, and he's tall, so that's going to give me the leg engagement almost every time. But he did really good at keeping his posture and not letting me get under him. So could I force some things? Could I take some risks and probably create more situations? Yes. But the biggest thing is I want things to kind of flow and happen naturally. So you can see that right now it's a good hand fight, it's a good foot fight. We're looking for what we want to look for, but not giving up. He tries to double understack me there, and I'm good at keeping my hips wide. And now we're playing the hand fight to the arm drag, to the connect the seat belt. Now I'm gonna try to sit back like on the guillotine here, but I don't really have it. The thing that I'm doing is I put the butterfly hook in there with the front headlock. I get the sweep to the front headlock. He does good at getting his guard in, and at least I'm getting the sweep. You should be testing yourself. You should be trying things constantly in class, and that's kind of what I want to do. I'm really enjoying right now where my jiu-jitsu's at. Just trying to, you know, make mistakes, see how I can, what I can figure out from them. Like, I didn't really want to go to half guard there. I kind of wanted to like smash the leg down and then come around to the other side, and unfortunately my knee sunk in, and now I'm in this half guard place. Half guard's not my favorite thing. I try to avoid that at all costs, whether playing it or being in it. But I'm gonna at least keep the pressure down on the hips, at least keep the head clubbed right now. And I have this windshield wiper, so I know, like, in my head I'm saying that his legs aren't locked. I can windshield wiper when I need to. Right now it's just kind of this position for head placement. Then I'll square back up. I'll center back up into headquarters. We'll start the fighting of the feet again. Now I'm going to try to knee cut, back step, and then, you know, I just reset through the whole process. Step into the headquarters, go for the knee cut, run into the knee shield, and then I switch it back to the leg weave, which has had a lot of success lately with Derek's guard. So the knee cut fails, switching it to the leg weave and getting the smash has helped a lot. Ian actually does a good shot here and catches me off guard. Like I said, I wasn't trying to wrestle. I was hoping he was going to pull guard, but he gets the leg, and I actually like counter wrestling a lot. I don't think I'm a good wrestler at all. I don't think, I think I have a good shot or two in certain areas, but as far as like my expertise, I wouldn't say it's wrestling. But I do feel like counter wrestling is a decent thing that I have. So I do a back step here and put him into a triangle, which stops the takedown. I now have him in a triangle, and I have his arm trapped, and I'm in a good position. So I'm not necessarily stressed out here. I'm just kind of trying to figure out what would be the right angle. I think sometimes people accept going to their butt too easily, and I don't want to go to my butt. Like, that's kind of where I'm thinking right now. Working top, working the mount, making sure that I can keep the positions. That's really where I'm trying to put my game to. So right now, basically, I've gotten out of the takedown, and now I'm chasing the back. I'm basically like half Nelsing the cross side shoulder, and I'm driving the knee in. Ian does good at staying tight here, but the quarter guard's not something that really bothers me lately. I just don't want to be in half guard. So quarter guard's still good to me. I can sit him up, I can chase the back, I can knee cut. I pretty much can keep my hips, keeping them down. I can keep them flat, or I can keep making sure that I don't lose a position. Even there, like it was going to be a scramble, I make sure I get the underhook, and I'm still chasing the back and able to ride the hips. So that's the biggest thing I think right now that I've been working on with my game is making sure my top pressure's good, making sure that, like I said, I mechanically have a direction to go, and I'm not just trying to flail around or force things. You know, like I'm wanting to make sure that I have step 1, 2, 3 every step of the way. But Ian and Derek are two of the best people that I can train with. That, yes, I'll beat them on points probably every time, but they're so hard to submit. They stay tight, they keep their elbows in, they know a majority of the submissions that are going to be thrown at them. So to me, it's like you got to have your partners that are going to push you, right? They're going to challenge your guard, they're going to challenge you, they're going to, we have a lot of good wrestlers in Terre Haute right now. So getting ready for the NoGi pans helped a lot with these younger wrestlers, because that's not my game. And you got to have people that are going to push your game, and then you got to have people that you can you could push your game with, but they still have incredible defense and they still know what's going on. Now Carl, he's gotten a lot better. He's done so much. He's an MMA fighter. Again, we have a lot of MMA guys in Terre Haute. And the nice thing with our system and MMA fighters coming in is, as they start doing jiu-jitsu, they take that like physical aspect that they have from MMA, where they're clubbing the head and they're grinding on your face and they're constantly kind of they're not just laying there. The thing with jiu-jitsu I think happens a lot, especially with new people, is their brain kind of freezes and they hesitate and they're not sure what to do, so they don't do anything. And the thing that I do like about like wrestlers and MMA guys at least is they kind of will grind and they'll keep getting gritty and they'll keep trying to figure things out, even if it's the wrong thing. You know, like I would rather do the wrong thing than do nothing, right? Like I'd rather do the wrong thing and learn from it than sit there and take no chances and play very safe. So Carl's on his feet now. I didn't want to do a lot of wrestling, you know, but I think sometimes guys get tired of trying to fight my guard. So I stood up with Carl, and we're hand fighting a little bit, and then I set up a good arm drag. I think, yeah, right here, and get basically a single leg to double leg takedown, get into the leg weave position, control the hips here, start to break down his frames. Like I said, once I have his hips controlled, then it comes down to breaking the frames down. Once I start breaking the frames down, then it starts coming into making sure that I keep the pressure down. But right here, I could typically feel they start getting a little bit more tired. I actually get this every once in a while. I do like a modified, like a rear naked choke from the mount and side control, which is great. I get he was going to tap right there. He adjusts, you know, and that's another thing I like about wrestlers and MMA guys. They don't necessarily give up as easy typically. They'll fight through things, but you know, of course, it's still important to be smart and not get injured. So we're back to Derek. He's gonna play guard this time. I try to make sure that I keep the butterfly hooks always smashed. I never want people's heels, like if they have butterflies on me, in my head I'm never wanting their heels away from their butt. My 100% goal is to keep their heels to their butt so that they can't utilize that butterfly. That's the most priority. And then from there, I'm going to try to, you know, slip to a better position where I can keep their feet off me. If their feet aren't on me, I feel very safe. It's the people that put their feet on me that keep me away that typically have the better guards, and I know that I'm gonna have to break that down. So there's the reverse. You know, kind of the headquarters and then back to the leg weave with the opposite side underhook. And almost every time I get this, I feel like as long as I keep their upper body controlled and I keep walking their hands up lately, that I'm going to pass through the legs. That's the biggest thing. So once I can control their arms, or at least one arm and their head, and have their chest flat, and I don't get stuck in like a half guard or a closed guard, I can keep, you know, switching my hips, switching my legs until I get to this position right here. So, and this is all I've been really working on lately is the way that I'm going to pass guard, and then making sure that I'm, again, right now my hips have good control. So now if you look, I'm just everything that I'm trying to do, I don't want to use any energy, right? Like I fully want to control whoever I'm rolling with and be moving little parts of my body without forcing things, without trying to waste energy, right? So no matter where they start winning a battle at, I'm going to start another battle somewhere else. And I guess in a sense, I'm just hoping that will overwhelm their brain to the point where I constantly am gaining a position and I'm constantly taking their cardio down. But yeah, I mean, I think this match kind of ends right here. Once I seem to get to mount, I seem to be, you know, and a few months ago, I didn't feel like I could control or maintain mount efficiently. And I think everyone that's watched the Gordon Ryan video where he kind of starts showing how to basically control the mount, and I think when he was competing against Pedro or whatever, at Who's Number One, you know, that kind of opened up people's eyes. Like, you know, there is something to, there's more to mount than I was looking at, right? So I've really been focusing on my mount lately. Now, Craig, he's actually, he's an MMA guy too. Started training with us a couple years ago. In and out, but you know, it's I would like for him to get a little bit more consistency in class. But like I was telling him, I noticed a huge difference in his game Sunday. So before I kind of would get side control on him, smash him, and the match would kind of end there. But he actually, I mean, I haven't rolled with him in 6 months or a year, I don't think. And this series of him playing this deep half and keeping my leg controlled, you know, I mean, technically, I think even though like I'm constantly still staying on the back, there might have been a moment there that he might have got an advantage, or maybe even got points for putting me close to my butt there, even though I was constantly still staying above the head. And it was slick, you know. It was good that he didn't necessarily give up. He didn't just accept. I mean, I don't think he's ever this match accepts just me in side control. Like, he's moving. He's trying to frame. He's trying to get back to these positions. He's not giving up, you know, too many submissions. And so, I mean, it was actually a really good technical roll that I enjoyed. And I really felt like there was an improvement there. And that's really cool. I think it's one of my favorite things is when I roll with my students, seeing something new that they add to their game. Or, you know, going from tapping them a bunch or controlling them a bunch to, you know, having a full 5-minute roll, and the whole time there's different sequences happening. It's not just staying in one place. And you know, even now, I mean, he's doing really good at keeping the leg trap. Technically, he would have a guard. Made a mistake there, gave up his back, but, you know, he's still fighting off the hooks. And I get lucky enough that when we transition, right now I'm sitting on his opposite arm. So he's technically in a triangle. In my head, I'm telling myself this. So I just got to make sure that, like, he doesn't get his arm back and he doesn't get this arm out. And then I'll get my hips. I'm going to slide my hips under him. And I think we got to make sure that we maintain that. So if you see, I pull the elbow across right as I sink in the triangle. But definitely was a really cool experience watching how much his game's evolved. Derek tries to backstep here. I get my butterfly, my reverse butterfly in. You know, a little bit of crab riding, some mistakes. He gets that leg in to push me away. And you know, like I said, it's been really neat trying to figure out the leg lock game and make sure that I'm playing safe. Derek's kind of at where I was probably a year ago, where when you start getting into the leg lock game, you really go heavy on trying to just get the leg locks real quick. And, you know, I mean, that's not a bad thing, but it gives you a little bit of tunnel vision, and you lose positions and you lose opportunities sometimes if you don't get the submission. Right now, I think where I'm at is trying to make sure that I'm winning the leg entanglements and that I'm getting more secure with trusting that, you know, because what would happen when I'd play guard or I'd do the stuff that I'm doing, someone might jump on a toe hold, someone might jump on a submission, and I wouldn't know exactly which way to roll or which way to go with it. And, you know, I lost a few tournaments and I lost a few matches here and there by just not understanding the right direction to go. And so that's basically what I've been working on, making sure that I know the right way to go with the leg lock game, make sure that I know how to keep my legs safe, and that's given me a lot of confidence not to worry so much when people just grab my feet, knowing that they got to have certain positions, things set up to be able to finish that. And you know, so besides that, like, we don't do a whole lot this match, but there's a lot of hand fighting, a lot of feet fighting and positional stuff. But you know, that was a good day, and I appreciate you guys for watching, and please like and subscribe to the channel.